Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming to you with a tip video, and this is tips for shopping secondhand or thrifting or whatever you want to call it. It is so hot today, so I apologise if I look a little bit sweaty because I am sweaty. It is so hot. It is like 31 degrees and us Brits just can't handle the heat. Can't have the windows open because it's so noisy outside, so I just have to cope with being hot. So I have done some little thrifting hauls in the past from when I've shopped vintage or if I've shopped in a charity shop, and I haven't done them for a while, and I don't know why, because I just love shopping vintage and in charity shops. I think ever since I kind of got into shopping in general, I shopped in charity shops. Vintage kind of came a little bit later when I was kind of 15, 16. So I have been doing it for a little while and I just love it. I do like shopping on the high street, but I have found myself shopping more and more secondhand, kind of for environmental reasons, but also because you can find such amazing stuff. So I thought, because I've been at it a while, I thought I would kind of give you my tips for shopping secondhand or thrifting. Everyone, I think, shops differently, and I think I shop very differently shopping secondhand to when I'm actually shopping on the high street. When I'm shopping on the high street or online high street, I find myself, it can be quite stressful, whereas I find secondhand shopping quite therapeutic. And I think it's because of the process of finding that gem that you didn't expect to find. Okay, so my first tip is to have a list of what you want to attempt to get, but also be really open-minded. When I shop on the high street, I have quite a strict list that I stick to because I can just go overboard buying shirts. Shirts are my thing. I don't know why, I'm just drawn to them. And I find that I can just have like 30 shirts in my wardrobe that I don't always wear. So I try to have an idea of what I want to get, but when you shop secondhand, keep a complete open mind, because you could stumble across something that you may not necessarily have been looking for, but is something that you know you can't walk away from, that it's really special, it's a nice print, it's like a really cool fit. So for instance, I used to shop a lot for denim when I was doing a lot of vintage shopping, and I have found some great pieces, especially Levi shorts, denim jackets, and at the moment now I'm pretty happy with my denim jacket selection. I keep trying to find some more Levi shorts. I have a black pair. I've grown out of my blue pairs that I have, so I'm currently on the hunt, but at the moment they're just not anywhere to be seen. I can't find them anywhere, and I think it's because they're becoming quite popular. At the moment for me, I can't find my size, but there are a lot of bigger sizes at the moment in the shop. So if you're a slightly bigger size, then you're in luck, there are loads. But if you're a smaller size, at the moment, I can't find any. My second tip is to take your time when you are digging for treasure. So what I mean by that is that I find I can be quite impatient when I'm shopping on the high street. I don't always want to be looking through the sales racks or online. But I think when I'm doing charity shop or vintage shopping, I find that's the best way to find some amazing things, because there could be something hidden kind of halfway through the middle of a rail or right at the back of a rail or something like that, and if you don't dig for it, you won't find it. They're not set out like high street shops where all of the same item are together. You might have kind of the same sort of item, like the same sort of like just shorts or skirts, but when it comes to actual styles, they won't all be together. This is especially true in charity shops. I find it really rare when they actually put things together in style of clothing. They normally put them together in sizes. Digging for that one piece might be quite time consuming, and sometimes you don't find anything, but I think that's the joy of vintage and thrifting, is that you never know what you're gonna find. When you find an item, and this can be online or it can be in store, look at the quality, look if it's got any stains, look and see what material it is, because I think you can kind of judge how it's going to last. Obviously things like denim last so well, but thinner fabrics don't always last as well as some of those thicker fabrics. As well, if it's got like a really awful stain on it, you're probably not going to be able to get it out. But if it's like a small stain that no one's going to notice, then that's fine. This is the same for when it comes to damage as well. I have bought things where it's got like the tiniest hole in it and it really doesn't matter, you can't tell. Obviously you've got to expect that secondhand shopping isn't like the high street. You're not buying brand new unless you suddenly find an amazing piece that's still got the tags on it in the charity shop. But most of the time it's going to be worn, so kind of be prepared for a little bit of damage. Always try it on. Now, I'm not one of those people that can go into a shop and not try something on. I've always tried it on because I don't see the point in buying something, then it not fitting, then having the hassle of sending it back. I'm totally fine with online shopping because you've not got a choice. But when you're in store, I always try it on. As I said, obviously with online vintage shopping, it's a little bit harder, but I think you really have to look at the fit of it. So if there's not a picture with them wearing it, ask them to see what it's like on them, and then you can kind of gauge what it'll be like on you. Also, there are times when I've been so surprised with a piece. I've looked at it and I thought, don't think I'm gonna like this. Tried it on and it's been amazing. And then also the opposite. I thought I'd love something, and then I've put something on and I've been like, no, not for me. Now, my last thing is to kind of expand your search when it comes to vintage and thrifting. So I look online as well as going into stores. I target charity shops. That's kind of my main thing if I'm not going into London, because there's a lot of charity shops near where I live. My town is kind of like charity shop central. If I'm going into London, I'm more likely to head to vintage stores like Rocket, Beyond Retro, places like that, and I know that I can really find some great pieces there. So as well, I look online. I shop on Depop quite a lot. I also look on ASOS Marketplace, and then there are also a couple of other websites that I look at as well. I will list them all below that are my favorites for shopping vintage. And I think as well, like obviously with some online stuff like Depop, it can be a little bit harder because I find, I don't know about you, I find Depop to be a real like haggle central, you know, especially for someone who is selling. I sell my clothes on there and it can get quite haggly and I don't really like it. But places like ASOS Marketplace have also got kind of small vintage stores. They've got independent clothing stores on there. I really like it. I think it's a great place to find some really nice stuff. So I think don't limit yourself to just one or the other, just shopping online or shopping in store. Kind of branch out, especially if you're looking for something specific. Really open your search to finding that amazing piece. So there we go, those are my tips for shopping secondhand. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am sweating quite a lot, so I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Please let me know if you enjoyed it and if you want me to show you any styling videos with thrifted things, maybe do a come shopping with me, with going to charity shops or vintage stores, or anything like that. Let me know. My camera battery just died as I was doing this ending, so sorry if I moved a little bit. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you go thrifting or secondhand shopping, if you have any tips that I have not mentioned, and tell me one piece that you have found that has kind of been your best piece when you have gone thrifting. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it as well, and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!